Hi there, I'm MD. So in previous video what we are already seen how to make our server and how to create our first request. So in this video I'm gonna show you rest of the requests, and also I'm going to give some tricks and tips to improve your productivity. So in this video we cannot use any database to maintain our data. For that sake of simplicity, I'm going to use the local data by like kind of JSON structure. So I'm going to create data.json. So here I'm just create some simple objects, kind of articles. Consider we have a lot of articles, we need to keep them in DB instead of you are keeping in local. In future we will see all the information by using how to do with DB. A single article contain ID, name and description. So we are create couple of articles to store in our DB. For like example, already this is kind of exist. For serving this data we need to import the JSON. So I'm going to import it. Dot refers the current path. I'm going to point the correct file, and then we can use this data structure. This is kind of array of object we are stored. So I'm going to run my server. So npm start. You can run your server. So our server was running on port number 4000. So I'm going to head over to browser and type the localhost 4000. So here hello world, we need to change hello world to data. So I'm just save it, but here I need to run my server again and again. So I need to stop it. So I'm going to introduce a new package to speed up our productivity. So I'm going to install npm install nodemon. So this package, it's really helpful to you to restart your server automatically whenever you are made some changes in your code. So nodemon keep watches your files. If any changes are happen, it automatically going to restart your server. So to start your server we need to add couple scripts in the package.json. Instead of start we need to add dev scripts. So we can use the dev scripts to start the server with nodemon instead of node. After adding that, I'm going to type npm run dev. Our server successfully started on port number 4000. So now I'm going to make the request to our server. So it was returned some kind of JSON. So that JSON contain articles, but if we are make instead of get request, I'm going to make it post request. So if you are make it post request, browser cannot handle that post request. You need to know about browser only call your server with get request by default, not kind of post request. If you want to use the post request, you need to use couple of packages provided with the browser. You cannot directly do that in the URL. So if I try to get from the server, so I cannot get it. So only server get the get request. So I cannot test my API with the browser, right? That's the point here. For that we can test with our all the endpoints with different kind of request patch put. For that I'm going to introduce the Postman. So the Postman is your API request platform tool. We can easily develop our API development with Postman. You can just go to the postman.com and sign up and download the software. You can install and you can continue. I was already doing all the things and I was just try to make the request using Postman. You can get what is happening. So I'm just copy my URL endpoint here. I'm just copying the localhost 4000 and paste it. If I made the request, I get the same error because currently we are saying get request. Actually our server only accepts post request instead of get request. I'm just to change get to post, and then after I made the request, so now you can make the request, you can receive all the response from the server. But basically when you are going to use get, when you need to use post, this is kind of tricky. So you can do some kind of standard for that. What I suggest, you can use the get request if you are not updating, if you are not modifying anything with that. So you only get the information from the database, you are not doing anything with the information, just get the information and show it. For that you can use get request. Next we are going to create the post request to create or to add some article inside our existing array. For that what I'm going to do, I'm just copy and paste it. I'm going to change like post instead of get. So here I need to change the URL endpoint, so I just added add. So in this place we are doing all the stuffs here. So I will give you one more tip to improve your productivity. Instead of moving around multiple screens to create your API and test with another window, some kind of these thing, you need to move back and forward. For that I will introduce the REST client extension by using the VS Code. If you are using VS Code, you can go to the extension tab and then type the REST client. This is the extension. You can go through all the documentation here. What is the post request and how to make it get request. You can simply copy this line, how to make the get request. I'm just copy and paste it. So how to make the request by using that REST client extension. If you want to make that, we need to create one more file. So I'm going to create a request.rest file. So this REST file contain all the requests. We can easily make the request to server. So if you want to make get request, you need to put get instead of post, and then here you need to do localhost 4000. Then after typing this, you are seeing send request button. You can click it and get the response. You can get all the response what we are already getting from the Postman. It's really pretty simple. You can easily moving around tabs instead of windows. If you want to make another request, you can type 3 hash symbol. That gives another request, which means like kind of barrier between this first request and second request. You can see the send request button. Here you can click it and get the response again. Next we are going to add some article. For that we need to do some kind of post request. So here I am going to add the actual endpoint. But post request, what is the difference between get request, post request? By get request you don't need to specify any content type, but instead of post request you need to specify the content type. So I'm going to type content type application.json. So here you can type all the payload what you need to give from the front end, get the data but from the front end and insert into the DB or what is the storage you are using. For inserting article we need 3 things. The first one is ID. So I'm going to put some kind of example. After click this, you need to make the request to server. So server automatically doing all the stuff, adding all the articles and then give the response to you. So how we are going to add this data information? Before that, you need to know about one thing. When you are making the request with JSON data, actually Express server or Node server cannot process the JSON data directly. So for that we need to add couple of middlewares here. So app.use, so that use function we can specify what we need to do. So Express automatically contain JSON express.json. If you are using use, that use contains some kind of callback function. So this function always running before the callback function, actual root callback function executed, right? So every request you are made to server, this function will run. So this function what going to do, you are giving some kind of JSON structure. It was parsing all the information properly and then store into request.body object. So we are going to get that article, new article and request.body. Okay, here we can console log it. what is the new article. Then I'm going to push this article into our array of objects. So for that, data dot push article, new article. Then finally I send the data to you. So in this time, whenever you are adding something, so the article was added into the data, added into the array, you can receive the updated array. That's it. You are now created the post request. Okay, let's test it out. So I'm going to make this request. So you can see in the console log what is the article, what is the request we are made to our server. So ID, name, description. So we are added inside the object, ID equal to 4 and names equal to Vani and description article number 4. Next we are going to update the particular article. How to do that? So here I'm going to use patch request instead of post request. So I'm just set the endpoint slash update request response. Next, so callback rest dot send data. So here we need to do something. Alright, for updating the thing, I recommended to use the patch request. You need to differentiate what is the thing actually mean. If you are doing the same way all the places, it's really helpful to maintain your code more easily. So you need to know about if it's get, you don't need to do that thing. If you are using post, that actually you are going to create it. If you need to update something, you are using patch request. So conflicts won't happen if you are using like that way. For updating thing, what we need ID. What is the article ID? We are going to update it. So front end need to pass that ID. So I'm going to destructure them instead of storing some kind of thing. So I'm going to destructure ID. What is the updating fields they need to update? So request.body. For updating the fields, we need to loop through all the information from the data object. So article. So I'm just passing the callback function. Inside the callback function, we need to check article.id equal to correspond ID come from the front end. If it's match, we need to return what is the ID and updating fields. So here I'm just spreading out what is the updating fields they are passed from the front end. So if ID was not matched anything, simply return article. That's it. So our article automatically updated when you are passing anything to the updating fields. Right? So before you can check some kind of validation, if you are not send anything, you can send some error message. So ID it's really important. If ID not equal to res.send, ID is missing. You can also combine together the status code along with that message. For that, what I'm going to do, I'm just using rest.status. So status contain what is the status you need to do. I'm just setting bad request, and then here you can send some kind of JSON information. If the same thing, if they are not send any updating fields, you can also do the same thing. So ID is missing. Instead of ID, required fields are missing, something like that. So I'm going to make the patch request. So I'm just copied the same thing. I'm just replace it, update request, create request, view request. For updating, we need to use patch request instead of post. So the rest of the thing it's remain same. Content type it's same, application.json. We need to wrap it inside the updating fields. You can also check each key, what is the exact key present inside the or updating articles. If it's not present in your array, you can throw the error. See my all the articles what currently I have. So I have ID number 1. I'm going to update the ID number 1. Instead of name, I'm just changing name change. I don't need to pass, I don't need to change the description. I just need to change only name. If I made the request, I need to update. So if I made the request, so it was updated, right? Why it's not updated? Data.map is written in new array. We need to store inside the data. So if you store updated array inside the data, so it was overridden with existing information. It was giving our updating information. So I'm just made the request again. So this time we are getting some error. Assignment to the constant variable. So here we need to remove the assignment const to let, and then everything is good. So I'm just made the request again. We are successfully get the things, but description was gone. Okay, anyway, this is the basic thing. We need to, our logic is little bit wrong, but actually the updating things it's working fine. If I forgot to pass ID, I just made the request again. I was getting error. Request was sending some kind of things. Okay, actually we are getting some information. Required fields are missing. So the request was bad request. So why this error is happening? We need to stop the process once we are sending anything to the front end. So for that, so I'm just to type the return here. So if rest of the function would be stopped, it wouldn't be run anything. So I'm just made the request again. You get some kind of information. What is it? Required fields are missing. So server does not throw any errors. So next we are going to make the delete request. I just copied and here I'm just paste it. I make it delete request instead of updating or anything. For deleting the thing, we need to pass the same thing, ID. Here data is equal to how we are going to delete. We need ID from the front end to delete the article. For that I'm just extracting only ID from the front end. So request dot body, so data dot filter article a dot id is equal to, what is the ID come from the front end. So it was only returning without the ID. So that new array overrated the existing array. It was returning the updated information. So that's it. The delete request was done. So I'm just saving. I'm going to make the same request. Here delete request, delete. I'm just checking once again. Here we need to set delete instead of root. We need to pass ID, actual ID what we need to delete. We have already 3 objects, or we can see what is the existing object we have. We have 3 articles. We need to delete the first article. For that I'm just mentioning here ID number 1 and then make the request. Actually it was returning only what is the exact ID was matching. We need other than this ID, so I'm going to make it not equal to. So if the ID was not equal to, return all the information. So I'm just made the request again. So that particular ID was gone from the array. You are only getting ID number 2 and 3. So if I want to delete, I just made the request again. So deleted. If I need to delete 3, I didn't need to make the request again. Now we are getting empty array. So that's it. We are made all the requests, delete requests. So once again I recap everything. If you want to make the request, you can use the get function. You can post and patch and delete function, you can use it. So if before we are using post request, you can access all the information inside the request.body, but here if you want to use this, you need to mention this line. Actually we are using external package to do this stuff, to parsing all the information and store it into the request.body. But Express, after version 4, it's automatically supported by the Express natively, so we don't need to worry about it. We just call the intermediate function and everything it's done, everything it's working fine. So in next video we will make new project with these APIs. So thanks for watching. Thank you.